What's up, Buttercup, and welcome back to my channel. Of course, it is me, it is I, it is she, Barbie P. Welcome back to my channel. Of course, I identify as skinty. I'm a pretty and healthy gal. I have pretty and healthy girl habits that I implement into my life every day. Now, we're going to jump into this video, but you already know I got to give my disclaimer. Okay, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a nutritionist or Jesus. So I always recommend you seek professional help on your weight loss, fat loss journey. However, I'm just a girly that lost 107 pounds and just giving the tips and tricks that help me out. So hopefully they will help you out. Now, I gotta call some people out, and it's okay. So I was hanging out with some family members and they inspired this video. So we went out to eat around the Mother's Day weekend. And they were just like, oh, since you lost all that weight, you can eat at the buffet. You can eat real good at the buffet. And I was like, no, I'm good. I'll eat till I am content. And then that is it. And this family member literally said, well, girl, I've been eating salads for like 2 weeks, so I can't wait to go to the buffet. And I said, ooh, big back mindset. I'm doing a video. Yep, I am doing a video. So, yes, this family member had been eating, I guess, salads for 2 weeks. And they felt that they deserved a quote unquote cheat day because they were just celebrating, you know? Ooh, please watch the big back mindset video and then come back to this. Okay. But anyway, that inspired this video. So I just have to say, we have to get real. We have to get real. Just because you ate clean for 14 days and you feel like you earned some oxtails, you earned some ice cream, and you earned a cheat weekend, not a cheat meal, not a cheat day, but a cheat weekend, I hate to break it to you, Buttercup. That is sabotage 101. Okay? Now remember, I used to do the same thing because remember, I was 300 pounds and 8 ounces. So again, a lot of these videos come from personal experience, what I had to overcome, and the environment that I was in. So these videos, I lived through that thing. So, yes. But I would do like a whole week of just eating good, eating clean. And then on Sunday, I would have a whole cheat day because I felt like I earned it. I had salads all week because I felt like salads was the only way to eat healthy. So I'll eat salads all week, and I didn't even have protein shakes. I would drink a whole bunch of water. So then it's like on Sunday, I would have my oxtails. I would have my soda, not a diet soda, but a whole soda. And then I would have a slice of cake. And then that was like my lunch. And then for dinner, I would have maybe some Wingstop or whatever. But when you look at all the calories that I just ate on that on that Sunday, it's going to take me to almost Friday to kind of burn that off or, calorie deficit that off. And then before you know it, it's Sunday. And then you're stuck on these diets don't work. I've tried everything. I've tried this. There's this content creator. I can't think of her name. But she is a beautiful lady. And she was like, have you tried Gym 365? She was saying before you get Lipo 360, have you tried Gym 360? And I said, ooh. Because you can say you've tried everything in the book, but have you been consistent in it? Did you eat the salads and you worked out for a whole 2 weeks, but did you have a whole bunch of ranch dressing and fried chicken on that salad? Like, let's be real. Let's talk about it. So anyway, but in this video, I'm just going to explain the mindset that is keeping you stuck, somewhat the psychology behind it, and just how to shift to a more sustainable approach where you can have fat loss, long term and still be able to quote unquote enjoy life and all of that. But anyway, The problem with the reward mindset, and I don't know for sure if y'all watched one of my shorts, I had that whole I deserve mindset. So that I deserve mindset is still like the reward mindset. So just because you've eaten well for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, however many weeks, doesn't mean you deserve or you reward yourself with a cheat meal or a cheat day. Take that out of your head now, because 2 weeks is not enough. 2 months, you can start seeing results and stuff, but it's not, you got to do this thing for like 3 to 6 to 8 months to really see, just good results, consistent results. Fat loss is about consistency over the months, not the weeks. 2 weeks of salad will not undo years of bad habits. It will not undo that. And the reward system is a trap because you're using food as a prize. So I ate good this week, so now I get to be scandalous. I'm going to have 2 chicken sandwiches instead of 1. No. And the psychology trap of it is it reinforces an unhealthy relationship with food. And it keeps you in that binge, restrict cycle. You keep yo-yo dieting because you don't have control over yourself with food. And a cheat day can undo your process. At the end of the day, it is still about numbers. One binge weekend can erase like a 6,000 calorie deficit because it's water weight. Now you're feeling psychological guilt and you're spiraling and you're probably backed up because depending on what you ate, you're going to be backed up. So yes. And I just believe cheat days are just simply overrated because cheat days promote that whole all or nothing thinking. And I had that. I used to be super extreme. I had to solely eat salads and work out all the time in order to lose the weight. At least that's what I thought. But really all I needed was to train my body 3 to 4 times a week. Maybe a little add up extra Pilates in, get some steps, and just stay in my calorie deficit and get some sleep. And let go of people that stress me the ham sandwich out. That's all I really needed. Boom. But yes, cheat days promote that all or nothing thinking. A clean weekday equals dirty weekends, keeps you stuck in diet culture. Your body doesn't know it's a cheat day. It just sees calories. So reality check is your body composition responds to the total intake over time. Cheat days often become cheat weekends, which turns into cheat weeks. And it's like, it's Tuesday. You already been eating crazy since last Friday. Now it's Tuesday. And you're like, you know what? I'll just start fresh Monday. So you're like, I'm going to just go all in the rest of this week and start fresh Monday. But what happens is you done activated the big back demon and you have to rebuke it back to death, back to sleep. And that takes a while to rebuke it. And if you don't know how to rebuke the big back demon, you're going to be struggling. So, yes. And there's a difference between refeeds, treats, and cheat days. Refeeds are strategic and controlled. Your treats are integrated into your calorie deficit, and they are guilt-free because if you want a sweet treat, just have the sweet treat and plan accordingly. Like if you want your cookie, have your cookie. Just know if that cookie is 400 calories, you're out by 400 calories. So you need to make the rest of the day work. If you can find a low calorie version or a high protein version, whatever, just include it into your day. Cheat days, they are just that big back demon is released and you are out of control. They are binges earned. Well, no, they are out of control binges disguised as earned breaks. Like I get a break to not eat healthy. You should want to eat healthy. Healthy food is good. Because if you have this big back mindset, you automatically associate a salad as being healthy. You associate healthy food being boring. But the real thing is you're uneducated and you don't know how to cook, and that's fine. You know how to cook, but you only know how to smother and fry. You don't know how to saute. You don't know how to bake without the gravy and extra salt. So that's fine. You just got to learn how to. But what we're just going to do instead of having a cheat day, we want balanced days. Like I said, have your cookie, but track it. Build it into your plan, not as a reward, but just a part of a flexible, realistic lifestyle. Because let's be real. Sometimes I see those cottage cheese pizza recipes, and I am going to try it. But at the moment, if I wanted a slice of pizza, I will get that slice of pizza. But just know if it takes 700 or 800 calories, that's taking up about half my day or almost over half my day. So I'm just going to plan accordingly. Okay? You want to focus more on long-term habits over short-term sprints. So the key is just simply your mindset. You are not on a 2-week challenge. You are on a lifetime journey. Or, lifetime journey, or you want to say like 6 months journey, whatever. But this is long term. You want to remind yourself that eating healthy is not a punishment. You don't need to earn your food. You just need to choose it based on your goals. So if I want to be snatched, am I going to be eating fried food every day? No. Am I going to be eating my carbs and not moving my body? No, because that's not going to get me snatched. So the main thing is whatever your goal is, eat according to your goal. And I will say this, like I said in my protein video, of course, not a doctor, dietitian, nutritionist, not none of that. But I believe you need to eat according to the body that you want to be. So therefore, however that weight is, eat the protein goal according to that weight. Because if you're 300 pounds, you don't need to be worrying about a protein goal to an extent. You need to get the fat off. You can still get your protein, but you don't need that much protein to keep muscle. You still need it, but if you're resistance training in a calorie deficit and you're getting, a decent amount of protein in, you're good. So you want balance. Okay, Buttercup? Balance. And also, if you want a reward, get some clothes. Get some clothes, do some self-care, take some progress photos, get some new gym gear. Just finding other ways to quote unquote reward yourself. Right now, I have a dress that is hanging up, and I am like maybe about 2 inches from getting into it. My waist can get into it. Everything else can. My thighs are just nice and thick. But I just need about 2 more inches off my thighs and I can get into that dress. And when I get into that dress, I'm going to be walking, okay? Like pretty girls walk like this. Yeah, I'm going to be doing that because that's going to be a reward. That reward of getting into that dress is going to be better than any oxtail plate. I will say it because food is so temporary. Like when you really think about food and the cravings, it's all temporary, Buttercup. It is all temporary. So, but me getting into that dress, I can't wait. And then I'm going to get a dress in a smaller size. Like I have actually 2 dresses. I have a dress now that, like I said, I'm 2 inches from getting into. And I have another dress. She's been hanging up for a minute, but I have another dress that's like maybe 2 sizes smaller, and I want to get into that. And I already have my idea how my hair is going to be, what I'm going to wear, like the outfit, how I'm going to smell, how my nails and my toes done, like all of that. So that's so much more rewarding. And in the pictures, I can't tell y'all too much, but anyway, that's more reward. You see how hype I'm getting? I can't get that hype over oxtails like that. Like, okay, yeah, it's oxtails. Okay, woo, it's good. But that dress, though, That booty though, that waist though, like that's if that don't get you hype, I don't know what will. And you want to handle your cravings without cheat days mentally. So, of course, you can plan your quote unquote indulge days, use the 80/20. Of course, schedule your high protein meals into your week without guilt. So, for me, what I will do is I still eat pretty good on Sundays, but I am getting more intuitive with my eating, and I know how to eat food, and I know when to back up now, which is something I didn't have. But I know how to eat and when to back up. So I can probably still get that oxtail plate, rice and peas and all of that, but I'm eating like half of it or maybe a fourth of it because I know how to mentally, like, I can get that taste and come back. And most of the time, if you're tasting of something, it's no more than like 3 to kind of 5-ish bites in a sense. But yeah. Anyway, and you want to practice mindful eating skills. Take your time, slow down, taste your food, no distractions, and no Last Supper mindset. Because I tell you what, I used to have a Last Supper mindset. Like whenever it was time to start a diet, whatever fad diet I was trying for the week, I would have a Last Supper and I would get TGI Fridays and I would just get like the pasta, the ribs, the fries. I couldn't even eat all this food, but I would just get this food. I'm like, this is going to be the last time I'll be able to eat this type of food because once I start this diet, I'm going to be super snatched and this and that. And the Last Supper turned to too many Last Suppers. So yeah. And real talk, you don't actually need a cheat day. Are you just bored or are you emotional? You got to learn your triggers. I have somebody right now in my life and I love them dearly. But whenever I talk to them, I notice that my anxiety levels go up. I notice I start kind of doing like this, not twitching, but I start fiddling with my fingers. Like I start touching stuff, or I'm not snapping, but I'm like rubbing my clothes, because whenever I talk to this person, they are so negative and they have so much negative stuff that happens to them, well, that they cause to happen to them, that it triggers me. And literally, I will try to eat something. I will grab something. And I had to realize I had only talked to this person. If I talk to them, I have to talk to them no more than like 5 to 10-ish minutes. And I have to make sure I am kind of like constantly changing the conversation. So not solely talking about them or what's going on in their life, but just talking about other things. And that kind of stops some of the negative stuff. But I started noticing whenever I talk to this person, on that day, I would have more anxiety and I would nibble more, not knowing that I was being triggered just by this person's voice and their negative energy. And then journal your cravings, especially ladies. When you understand your cycle and really start cycle syncing, you will understand where your cravings are kind of coming from. And if you're craving, what are you actually craving? Are you craving the whole thing? Or are you just craving the saltiness? Are you just craving the sweet tooth? Like, what exactly are you craving? But anyway, just to wrap up this video, because my mouth getting dry from talking. 2 weeks of salad is not a victory lap. Fat loss is a marathon, not a 2-week sprint. And remember, Buttercup, you don't need to suffer or punish yourself. But you also don't need to reward yourself into sabotage as well. Have you ever fallen into a cheat day trap or a cheat weekend trap? Comment down below. Let's chat it up in the comment section. Of course, be respectful. And until next time, Buttercup, make sure you are drinking your green juice, going for your pretty and healthy girl walk, and meal prepping your food. It is a sign of self-love. Mind your business and tend to your own business. Mind and tend to the business that pays you. And if it does not pay you, you need to be minding your own business. Okay? Catch you in the next one. Bye.